Before we begin, let's be aware of our cell phones and either turn them off or put them on vibrate. Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living 10 a.m. meditation. My name is Joni Bauman, and I'm a religious science practitioner. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I invite you to take a deep breath and get settled in your chair or wherever you happen to be as you're watching this. Taking a deep breath in and feeling that expansion as you breathe in and the release as you breathe out. Take another deep breath, holding it for a few seconds and breathing out, allowing your body to completely relax on the out breath. And with each breath you take, you're feeling that relaxation, feeling it in your mind, knowing that you are clear and open, ready to receive. Let's prepare to open our consciousness as we become still and listen to that voice of the inner presence accepting divine guidance. And as we clear out our minds and breathe easily and effortlessly, let us be open to the wonder that is ours to receive. Stillness and receptivity and majestic calm, two passages from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. I am still and receptive to life. I let life flow through me into all that I do, say, or think. And I shall let my life be what it is, and shall not worry or complain. I am entering into the secret place of the soul, where complete quiet reigns supreme, and where spirit talks to me. I receive. The inner mind is still, and the soul reflects the Most High. The Spirit of all is God. And in this great calm of the all-good, I rest in peace and security, knowing that my life is now reflecting the perfect whole. I am peace, I am calm, I am security and complete satisfaction, I am one with Spirit. I am filled with peace, I am. And there is no place we must go to enter the silence. For we can enter this inner tabernacle at any time by whatever path we choose. Spirit is forever right here, right now, where we are. Let us commune with Spirit and be aware of the unity with good. We turn within and direct the avenues the good will take. And let us surrender to a few moments of musical interlude. And as we transition, consider these words from The Science of Mind and This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. I will listen for the voice, that inner presence and it will guide me and acquaint me with all knowledge. His voice is sweet and tender, and it is always kind and gentle. And I know that the presence, the power, and the activity of the living Spirit are in and around me. And I know that the law of God, which is perfect, is operating through me. Today and every day, I expect good. I anticipate meeting new friends. I joyously anticipate contacting new situations, which will increase my livingness. My life is an adventure. I know that wonderful things are going to happen to me. And I know that everything I do shall turn into good for myself and for others. And I will continue to listen for this voice, this inner presence. It will guide me and acquaint me with all knowledge, with a voice that is sweet and tender, and that is always kind and gentle. There will be no place where we will not be able to enter this silence, this inner tabernacle at any time by whatever path we choose. And we remember that Spirit is forever right here, right now, where we are. We will commune with the Spirit and be aware of our unity with the good. We continue to turn within and direct the avenues the good will take. And we treat life as that adventure where wonderful things happen and everything turns into good. So let us begin to return to re-enter our surroundings and become present to what is. You are welcome to slightly move and open your eyes when you're ready. And reflect on the joy and goodness that is ours. Namaste.
Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Margie Sammons. I'm a practitioner here as well as a ministerial intern, and I am here to bring you the short but succinct announcements today. Woo! We just want to thank everyone for joining us today in person and also online, Facebook, for meditation and the Sunday celebration. So we are live streaming to Facebook, and then after the service, early in the week, we actually put the service on YouTube as well. So, number 2, everyone is invited to attend our quarterly community meeting today. It's going to be in the community room. Bring your thoughts, ideas, questions to share. We will have coffee and water available. You're welcome to bring a lunch for yourself or run out and pick something up to eat. We'll start promptly at noon. And also a big thank you to everyone that contributes to our center. Here at the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, we appreciate that, and your donations and pledges help us to rent the space to be here on Sundays and provide our online inspiration as well. Our 2022 pledge campaign has officially launched, and if you'd like to pledge for 2022 and you don't have a pledge card, please contact the office for a pledge card. Also, we got a nice little thank you card. You probably can't see this, but it is a picture of Melissa and Z, who were at our center in October on the 10th, our second week back in person. So I'd like to read it to you because they wanted us to share this with everyone. And they both said, "Thank you so much for having us back to CSL Columbus. What a blast we had. We just love y'all. Big love and hugs. Blessings, Melissa and Z." Thank you to them for coming and sharing their message with us. And then our final announcement is that if you would like prayer after service today or any time through the week, you can find our prayer practitioners, first of all, on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our Facebook page, or you can write a prayer request out there in that ante room right outside these doors. There are pieces of paper that you can write on, and we pray over those prayer requests for a week. And after service today, we're also out in that room if you'd like personal prayer. We love to pray, so take advantage of that for the good in your life and the challenging in your life. That's the news for today, so let's all stand and sing our opening song, "Down in My Soul." Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Amy Papadoupoulos, and it is my honor to see you here on this snowy Sunday morning. It is blustery and snowy out there, although it's a wonderful place to be if you're watching online and thinking about coming here. It's beautiful. It's not too cold. We are an inclusive organization, and we honor, celebrate, and see you for exactly who you are in this world. No matter where you are on your spiritual journey, no matter where you are in your life, you are welcome here. Hello to all of you who are watching online. Please feel free to share our live stream to your own Facebook page. We're glad that you are here with us virtually. If you're watching at a later time, we are glad to have you as well. We will be uploading our service later on to our YouTube channel, Columbus CSL. As many of you know, we are in search of our next senior minister. And so in order to create the consciousness that will attract our new senior minister, we start our services by speaking our sacred covenant prayer. If it's comfortable for you, you're welcome to speak this prayer along with me, or if it's more comfortable for you, you are welcome to allow my words to become your words. I know Spirit expresses itself through each person as the one perfect life that is God's life. I recognize God is loving, gracious, abundant, and wise. And these qualities of Spirit are my qualities, as well as the qualities of the whole Columbus Center for Spiritual Living community. I know the power of affirmative prayer, and I claim by faith and mindful action that Spirit now guides our new senior minister to CCSL. I claim my new minister is a revelation of God as wholeness. I see our chairs filled with people and families who are attracted and inspired to the science of mind and spirit, and our new minister inspiring us to be our best expression of spirit within us. I affirm now our new minister helps CCSL grow and prosper, knowing that God resides in each of us and that we are co-creating with Spirit to fulfill our mission of making the world a place that works for everyone. I am thankful our prayers and affirmations bring this new minister to CCSL. I am grateful we are building a strong and loving community of people who embrace love, wisdom, and the freedom to be a wise and loving expression of the One. I release this community prayer into the law, knowing that it is already done, and so it is. Thank you. Now please read our mission statement along with me. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science mind principles as our compass. So I'd like to thank practitioner Joni Bauman for the beautiful meditation this morning, and thank you, Joni, for holding High Watch, which is just a state of consciousness that allows us to go deeper during our service. Now I'd like to reintroduce Margie Salmons. Margie.
With the ringing of the bowls, we'll start our sacred service. A reading from Eric Butterworth, The Universe is Calling. The word grace means favor. Why are you favored as a child of God? Simply because you are the activity of God expressing itself as you. Now let the music take us within.
Yourself in me, pour yourself
into my heart. Wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Wonderful Spirit.
And so this morning I allow Spirit to pour itself within me, through my heart, as that energy that is love, that thing I call God, Mother, Father, God, Source itself. Pour in that love and that compassion and that abundance, because that's what Spirit is. And I know that I am connected, and I know that every single person is connected to that power that is Source. And so what I claim in this connection is that we are filled with grace, we are filled with love, we emanate joy and abundance and prosperity. I see it reflected in today's service, in Reverend Amy's message that touches our hearts, and in Ralph's music that reaches our hearts as well. And so I am thankful for this expression of Spirit emanating from each and every one of us and from this center out into the world. I release this prayer into the law, knowing that it is already done. And I invite each and every person to close with me by saying, and so it is.
Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Wonderful Spirit.
So good morning.
Morning.
Morning. It's nice to see all of you here this morning. Our theme this month is Breathe in the View, and our talk title for today is Seeing Beauty and Feeling Grace. So we've been talking this whole year about kind of going towards the summit. We've been visioning, we've been thinking about our communities, we've been thinking about our lives. So as we're coming to the end of December, we are celebrating the road that we have traveled together. And we appreciate our view from a higher place. So as we have listened to these talks and we have practiced these spiritual practices in our lives, hopefully going into 2022, we have found that our spiritual practice, our spiritual life has grown and expanded. So today we take another sacred pause to appreciate the beauty and the grace and the healing tone of the presence of Spirit within. We recognize that each point along our journeys has brought us to this beautiful place and awakening grace. In the Centers for Spiritual Living, our global vision, we say we envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree we become conscious of it. This is in our foundational beliefs. These are in our principles, and I'm going to read that one again. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree we become conscious of it. This is very different than a Judeo-Christian view of heaven, right? Because in a Judeo-Christian view of heaven, it is some place that we go after we die, if we are good enough, or if we have, we think back here, it's been a couple years, or if we have taken the Lord Jesus as our Savior. In Science of Mind, that is not a philosophy that we teach, and yet we also teach that it's all God. So we believe, teach, and practice that if that is something, if taking the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior works for you, we honor and respect that. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, when he was asked what happened after we die, he said he doesn't know. He does say, and in the declaration of our principles, it does say that our consciousness is immortal. So we go on, our consciousness doesn't cease to exist when our bodies cease to exist. But he said he doesn't know, so he didn't take a stand on it. And while I'm at it, he said the same thing about reincarnation. Many people that come to Centers for Spiritual Living have the belief of reincarnation, but that is not a belief that Ernest Holmes, our founder, talked about. So, moving on. Conscious appreciation of the beauty and the grace within ourselves magnifies these truths outwardly, and as such, we recognize the same in others and all living things. So seeing the beauty and the grace in ourselves allows us to see the beauty and the grace in others, no matter what. So I'm just going to pause here and acknowledge Veterans Day. Seeing the beauty and the grace in our military, seeing the beauty and the grace, being a veteran myself, I can say seeing the beauty and the grace in peacekeepers. Because being a veteran, that's really what it was about. We would, of course, fight for our country, but really it's about peacekeeping. So typically, in the past, before COVID, we would have done a candle lighting ceremony and a candle lighting ritual, but because we are still in a global pandemic, we're going to do something a little different, but I do want to do a ritual today for Veterans Day. What is so interesting is how many people this morning are wearing red. So for those of you who are watching online, I'm wearing red. There's Tony and my dad and Sarah. I see another one. There are not half, but probably a third. I'd say at least a third of the people here are wearing red. And that is significant because in military communities, when your service person is deployed, the service people wear red on Fridays.
Oh.
Yep. So those of you who are wearing red, I think that's kind of a fun fact, we're all wearing red. I teach in a public school, and our staff wore red on Friday. We're all wearing red again. And I just think it really is a great example of the connectivity of the universe. I see Carla shaking her head. That's how spirit works. Some of us, get the message, hey, we're red today, and some of us don't, and that's okay. But it really shows, this is an outpicturing of the connectivity of the great web of spirit. So, in order to honor our veterans, I'm going to ask you all, let me also mention this, my brother, who transitioned in 2012, is also a veteran. He, as they say, will always be a Marine, and he was also active Army Guard. So I'd like to invite anyone who served in the military in any capacity to please stand. Anyone who has had an immediate family member serve in the military, please stand. Anyone who has had an extended family member, please stand. And anyone who has known anyone or who has not known of anyone, or who knows me, please stand. So as we're standing, let's just take a moment of silence in honor of those veterans that never made it back. Thank you. You may be seated. I also want to take a moment and just have a moment of gratitude. Feel the gratitude for those of us who have served so that we can remain a democracy and keep this world safe. So, I didn't know you were in the service, Rob.
United States Navy.
The name, oh, maybe. Navy guy. Oh, it's okay. Speaking from an Air Force person.
Air Force brat.
Enough. All right, moving on, Ralph. So I want to talk a little bit about our monthly theme this week, about grace and beauty. And then I also want to talk a little bit about abundance and scarcity and enoughness, because it is our pledge drive. So, first of all, heaven. Let's go back to heaven. Heaven within every soul is that inner beauty that consciously reawakens daily. Think about that. Heaven within each soul is that inner beauty that consciously reawakens daily. But only if we choose it. Heaven is within. God has endowed each of us with free will, and as such, We can choose not to see the beauty of ourselves and all. We can make a conscious decision to look beyond the surface, to see the beauty of all, and we can recognize that grace, that we can recognize the grace that Spirit pours into us. And as we awaken, we talk about, in Centers for Spiritual Living, we talk about awakening and having a world that works for everyone. And in order to do this, it's a lot easier if we do this with some grace. What if every morning, gosh, we've talked about this before, every morning when we get up, we take our shower, we wash the grit and the grime that accumulates on us from living in this world. We give ourselves grace as we refresh and renew and connect to that place within us where we know that we know that we know that there is only one source. And that source is God. It's like that light that flickers within our lantern in our soul. As we wipe off the insides of the window of that lantern of our soul, as we wash our bodies in the morning as we shower, what if we see that as releasing the false ideas or the negative thoughts, or that my teacher used to call it the yammy voice about what's not right, or about what we don't have. As we do these rituals of self-care, as we brush our teeth and brush off the dust and the grit and the grime, we can also remember that we are washing the grit and the grime of our negative thought patterns that accumulate. And we get to start fresh and start anew and allow that heaven within to shine forth. And this is true for each and every one of us here. So we talk about awakening. Awakening as we collectively wake up. This awakening is of the consciousness. So let's talk about that idea of the grit and the grime that accumulates on us and that gets into our thought patterns and that outpictures sometimes in our lives. There's a book, what's her first name? Twist is her last name. It's called The Soul of Money. I can't remember her first name, but her last name is Twist. Oh, somebody's finding it on Google. Thank you. She talks about the difference between sufficiency, and I want to make sure that I get this right. Let me put my glasses on. Oh, okay, I can't find exactly what she calls it, but the idea is she talks about how we live in a culture of a not enoughness. I know what it is. It's the scarcity. She calls it the lie. That's what it is. Thank you, Spirit. The lie of scarcity. We live in a culture, right, where we have this lie that there's not enough. You watch TV and you see commercials. There's not enough. You go on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or wherever you go, right? There are ads. Buy this. It will make you feel better. One of the things that I absolutely love about our philosophy is that there's nothing we need to do or be or have to make us any more than we are right now. And what we are right now is God expressing. If God is everywhere and everyone, there's nothing else we need to do except for wake up and remember It's not about acquiring. Michael Beckwith will talk about letting go of that acquisitive nature, not inquisitive, but the acquisitive nature. Letting go of our human nature that wants to acquire things. Letting go of the acquisitive nature. That goes right along, her name is Lynn. Thank you, Spirit. That goes right along with Lynn Twist's money. That we live in this lie of scarcity, or this lie of not enoughness. This lie of scarcity. That's not the truth. The truth is sufficiency. Sufficiency is not something we typically talk about. Usually we talk about abundance or prosperity. But think about the word sufficiency. What if we take that into not only, we're talking about prosperity, but into ourselves? What if exactly who we are right now is sufficient? I don't know about you, but that makes me that we are enough exactly how we are. So most of us are familiar with the phrase, money is the root of all evil, right? Actually, that is a misquote of the Bible. It is the love of money. I see some of you guys shaking your heads over here. It is the love of money. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. So most of us choosing to live in this modern world, well, all of us, we have to have money. We have to have money to live. But what is crucial for our happiness, for our children, and for the state of the world is how we steward our money. Do we practice and engage in the law of circulation? I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm better than that than others. It is amazing. I don't know about you if this happens to you, but I know for me, sometimes I can look at my bank account and I can look at it one day, we'll say it's Saturday when the banks are closed, and then I can look at it on Sunday and I can feel different on Saturday than on Sunday. Like on Saturday, I can look at it and go, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay all my bills? Oh my gosh. But then on Sunday, I can look at it and go, oh, I'm going to have extra money left over this month. Nothing changed but my consciousness. So as we open up our consciousness and think about sufficiency, the sufficiency of your resources, and we are one of the richest countries in the world. So how are we looking at what we have? Are we looking at it from a lie of lack? Or are we looking at it from a place of sufficiency? And it's not only true for our finances, but it can also be true for everything we see in our life, for all of the areas of our life. Are we coming from scarcity, or are we coming from sufficiency and abundance? Sufficiency, so Lynn Twist tells us in her book, The Soul of Money, sufficiency resides inside each of us. And as we call it forward, it is a consciousness, an attention, and an intentional choosing of the way we think about our circumstances. In our relationship with money, it is using money in a way that expresses our integrity, using it in a way that expresses value rather than determines value. Using it in a way that expresses value instead of determining value. And that goes to that idea of, in our culture, oftentimes we see people with money as more valuable, and that is a lie. So, sufficiency. When we live in this place of sufficiency, there's freedom. and integrity, as well as enough for everyone to go around. No, to go around for everyone. That's what I meant. There's enough in nature and human nature in our relationships we share with one another, and we have a prosperous, fulfilling life, no matter who you are or where you are in the spectrum of resources. There is enough for everyone. So I encourage you this week to do a couple of things. Remember that grit and that grind that accumulates on us as we shower and we brush our teeth and we come back to the state of pureness. Pureness meaning just that expression of the divine. How does the divine want to express through you? And because God is everywhere and everything and everyone, and because God is prosperous, and God is enough, and God is sufficiency, we have to be that as well. Eric Butterworth in his book Spiritual Economics talks about if you are experiencing a lack, get a bigger container. Think about your container for your good or your prosperity. Because the universe will fill a thimble as well as it will a 5-gallon bucket. Our practitioners have been trained in the science of mind. They are experts in prayer. They are prayer practitioners. If anyone would like to pray with them, they will be right outside here. If this has stirred anything in you, sometimes money will stir some things in us. So they are happy to pray with you and know the truth for you. So this week, think about, I encourage you, I know I will be thinking about where am I coming from, that lie of scarcity or the truth of sufficiency. This is also true for our center as we are in our pledge drive this month. As you give your pledges, as you tell us how much you're going to give to the center, that's how we make our budget. So we know how much we can pay our next senior minister. We know how much we can pay in rent and for the musicians. That's how we do our budget, is by what we all pledge. So, let me close us in prayer. I'm looking at Tony. Thank you. Just take a breath. What I know that there is only one life, one mind, one spirit, one with multiple expressions, multiple unique individualizations of the one. And what I know about this one is that it is enough. And because it is in, through, and around all of us, including me, I know I am enough. And I invite you to allow my words to become your words as I speak this prayer in the first person, knowing for myself enoughness in all areas of my life. I have enough time, I have enough resources, I have enough joy, I have enough of everything that I need right now to live my life in the way that Spirit is guiding me to live, which is showing up 100% consciously in every single moment. And I allow the gifts of Spirit to shine forth and to be me, as I say, a bigger yes than I ever have before, to surrendering to that all-loving Spirit as it shows up and it plays and it creates and it dances and it loves through me as me. And I speak my word on behalf of each and every person here that they also say a bigger yes than ever before. Yes to sufficiency, yes to health, yes to well-being, yes to joy and freedom and dancing and loving. For all is well, and all shall be well. I speak a prayer also for the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, that it is guided, guarded, and directed by that one mind, that whatever the expression of this beloved community is in Spirit's hands and in Spirit's time. And for this, I am grateful. I let it go into that well that always says yes. And please say with me, and so it is.
Doesn't matter where they come from. Doesn't matter what their name. Doesn't matter what they look like. Or if they've been unjustly blamed. Doesn't matter how they're different. Doesn't matter how they pray. The only thing that really matters is that you love them anyway. Love them anyway. Every day, no matter what they say, love them anyway. Love them anyway, each and every day, no matter what they say, love them anyway. Love them any way that you can, and you will discover. Love them any way that you can, you will find it's true. There is something deep within that you will uncover. And that thing within is always loving you. Doesn't matter how they're different. Doesn't matter how they pray. The only thing that really matters is that you love them anyway. Doesn't matter if they're many, or if they're standing all alone. Doesn't matter their advancement, or if their tools are made of stone. Doesn't matter if they're richer. It doesn't matter if they're not. It doesn't matter if their homeland is freezing cold or blazing hot. Love them anyway, each and every day, no matter what they say, love them anyway. Love them anyway, each and every day, no matter what they say, love them anyway. Love them any way that you can, and you will discover. Love them any way that you can, you'll find it's true. There is something deep within that you will uncover. And that thing within is always loving you. Doesn't matter how they're different. Doesn't matter how they pray. The only thing that really matters is that you love them anyway. The only thing that really matters is that you love them anyway.
Thank you, Ron.
So now it is the time for the giving of our gifts. Thank you for all of the ways that you continue to give and support and tithe and donate to the center, especially during these times of COVID. We're honored to be able to continue to support you spiritually, and the gifts, the donations, the tithes help us here at CCSL fulfill our mission statement that creates a world that works for everyone. So as we engage in the law of circulation and we remember that we come from sufficiency, we remember that God is our source and that we are simply circulating Spirit's energy in the form of money. If you would like to use a credit card, Robin has our square back there. And as the basket comes around, if you have already given, some of us give online, some of us have automatic deductions, I invite you to put your hand over the basket. I usually say, put some love, love, love in there. Or if there's a different word that comes for you, put that into our basket. If you are unable to give today, please also feel free to put your hand over that basket and say love, love, love. And our practitioners are happy to pray with you. So please say our affirmation with me. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
So as we witness this law of circulation, we're going to sing, God is my source.
Joy gives me everything I need. And what I know I need and what I know is that there is sufficiency in my life. And so I bless these gifts today, and I bless the givers, and I bless all the sufficiency and love that flows into this center, because it is the grace, the love, and the joy that is this center. Blessings to it, blessings to you, blessings to all. I give thanks for this sufficiency, for this abundance. And I invite you all to close by together we sing. And so it is, and so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it be.
So I'd like to thank our practitioners, Joni Bauman for meditation and for holding high watch. Thank you to Margie Sammons for being on platform this morning. A big thanks to our featured musician, Ralph Leesburg. And to our amazing center trio, Tony Benari, Steve Caracas on bass, and Jimmy Casto on drums. I also want to thank Rob Kuhn for being on sound. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Julie, for being our service coordinator extraordinaire. Thank you for Debbie for being our greeter and our usher. Thank you to Dave for live streaming. And thank you to the wonderful, amazing, and magnificent song leaders, Maggie and Roland. And thank you to everyone that came early. Thank you for making all of this happen. It does take a village to make this happen, so thank you all for being here.
Jay on slides.
Thank you, Jay on slides. Thanks, Dad. And last but not least, thank you all who are here in person. Thank you all who are watching online, whether it's now or later on. It is just a remarkable, remarkable message that the Centers for Spiritual Living have, and it's so heartwarming for me to see all of you here for the message of our philosophy. If you are here for the very first time today, you are welcome to grab a welcome packet. Sounds a little awkward. There is a welcome packet back at the back with Julie, and it has information about who we are, Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, and about what we believe. Also, if you are watching online for the very first time and you're interested in more information about the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living or Centers for Spiritual Living, you can either send us a private Facebook message or call the office, and you can find that number on our website. One quick announcement, just a reminder, we do have a community meeting after this. It is an in-person community meeting in the community room if you'd like to stay, and I think it's probably going to be around an hour. Good time to kind of get caught up on what we've got going on and also ask any questions because our board members will be here. That is our service for today, so please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now, and so it is.
So let's all stand and sing our closing song, God You Are.